You know, it was almost exactly a year ago that we talked to Melanie Infinger about her daughter Caitlynne, about Caitlynne's law, about what happened to her daughter who was brutally murdered, leaving behind a young child to be cared for by grandma. And in Melanie's case, you know, I guess there's a couple of things you could do. You could kind of wad yourself up in a little ball and cry, and I'm guessing there might have been a little bit of that going on, but I don't think it went on for long because ever since her daughter's murder, she has devoted herself to getting things changed in Harris County, getting things changed in the state of Texas, and from that aspect, it has been a pretty doggone good year. Melanie joins us. Melanie, welcome back to the show. I can't believe it's been over a year since I talked to you.
I know. I can't either. I
It went
can't believe it's been 2 years since the murder. I mean, it just seems like everything, it's just flown by. It just seems like yesterday.
You know, they say the wheels of justice move slowly, but in your daughter's case, I have to say that the wheels of justice moved relatively swiftly. I guess the first great news happened earlier last month, right? When the man responsible for your daughter's death was convicted.
No, he hasn't been convicted yet.
Oh, I thought he got convicted.
No, I wish. Yeah. No, we don't go to court for that. The criminal case is not set for trial until November.
Wow. Okay. Well,
Yeah, that would have been great, but we're getting there.
I think by the end of the year, you're going to have some satisfaction on that one. That's for sure.
Yes, yes.
Oh, so what happened in August? I'm reading one of your posts on Facebook about something going on. I want to say here, where is this post here? Great picture of your daughter, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, August was it's her
2-year
her
anniversary
heavenly birthday. It was her
Yeah.
heavenly anniversary. Yeah, exactly. So we celebrate. We always, do something special on the 3rd. For her, go eat her favorite meal, get some friends of hers together, exchange stories and that kind of thing. So that might be what you're looking at.
Okay, here's the part. Let me read it to you. Here's the part that I saw that made me think that something specific legally was going on. It says, "Today my lawyers and I will call out Harris County, and tomorrow Ben Crump and the rest of my team will be holding a press conference around 10 a.m."
Yes, okay. I'm forgetting that was in August. It just all flies by. Yes, I have a civil case against Harris County because I don't believe will be true justice in my daughter's case until everyone that's responsible is held responsible. And we're doing this it's more than anything. The main reason why I'm doing it is to call out, the justice system for failing my daughter. And ultimately, being responsible for her murder because they let out Alex, who was a violent criminal. He should have never been let out. Now, and I'm hoping this will open the door for, much more change in the future because there's so many cases like my daughter's. But, I mean, it's really just, part of the civil suit is to make a change in the law. It's just calling out like everyone, the magistrates, the judges, everybody that, had a hand in it, it's just calling them out and holding them responsible. So it went very, very well. The press conference was great.
You are forcing them to deal with this issue. You're forcing the light upon this, and I think that is terrific because the only thing that's going to change some of these judges in Harris County and some of these prosecutors in Harris County, the only thing that's going to change it is to keep that kind of pressure up.
Exactly. And that's why I went ahead and did this because I knew that, you have to pay attention to it if it's right there. I mean, if it's in your face and you're getting sued, so.
Absolutely. And in the Texas Senate, they passed Texas Senate Bill 6, another great victory.
It was
I know
amazing.
that Senator Paul Betancourt was who's a great man, by the way, and I think you already know that.
Yes.
Worked very, very hard on this. Tell us about the bill and what the bill does.
Senate Bill 6, it would have absolutely saved Caitlinne's life, and it will save many, many lives because what it does a risk factor, like it's public service. I think I wanted to say it's called a public service report, but basically it's a checks and balances, and it looks at their criminal history. It looks to see if they, have not set up to court before. It just looks at their criminal history is the biggest thing. I mean, if they had looked at Alex's criminal history, they would have seen he was out on two DWIs, that he had a hit and run, he had killed a cat, and that he had the assault charge on my daughter. And he wouldn't have been let out. It's going to also ban the release of violent criminals on these PR bonds, which is what they gave Alex over and over, and they continue to give these criminals just numerous. I mean, it's umpteen, some of them, and then they're going out and they're committing more crimes and murdering people. So those are two of the biggest factors in the bill that are just amazing. And what I have been, talking about, talking and screaming from the rooftops is, some kind of risk assessment system and something to prevent these PR bonds to be just handed out like, as it says, like popcorn. It's just, and it's what they're doing. And this is going to prevent that. And there's a big gray area, and from what bail was supposed to be, when they reformed bail, from what it was supposed to look like to where it's gone in Harris County, there is a huge gap. And I feel like this bill is going to start to close that gap. And there's got to be a middle ground, and that's what this bill is going to do. It's going to go back to what bail reform was supposed to do, and that's, to keep violent criminals in jail. And that's to be held accountable. That's what I've always said with Caitlynne's law we wanted, was to be to hold the criminals accountable, that not just, let them out, to go murder people, and that's what they've been doing. So,
well, for whatever it's worth, I for one, am incredibly proud of you and what you have accomplished. You have done in 2 years more for the cause of public safety than just about anybody else I can think of. The crime rate continues to spiral out of control in Harris County, but you're one of the few voices out there that's really paying attention. If for no other reason, obviously you're a victim of crime yourself, but unfortunately, it would be nice if we would all step up and make some more noise and to protest what is going on in Harris County without having to be a victim of crime first.
I've said that many times. It's sad that it's taken, what happened to me and so many others for them to get it, or, for, us to have to make such a cry for help, for the public after so many murders and so much of this has happened. But, I'm just so glad it's happening. But you're right. It's sad that it had to come to that. It's very sad.
Well, thank you for what you're doing, and congratulations on all you've accomplished. I know your daughter's smiling down on what you've done, and I know she knows her. I know she always knew her mom was a fighter, but boy, you sure have proven to be quite the fighter in all this.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Melanie. We'll check in with you again sometime. Take care.
You too.
That's
Bye.
Melanie Infinger. Her daughter, Caitlynne, murdered, but she's gotten something accomplished, thank goodness. 328 here on AM 950 KPRC.